Hello, 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 everyone. Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Shannon. I apologize, honey. Hi, Christina. Hi, Holly and Mistletoe. Oh, honey, you need to go lay down. How is everyone tonight? We're just waiting for the audience to build. Um, when you come in, if you could say hello in the chat. Hi, Aurora, honey. Um, just so I know who's here, because the app that I use to stream does not tell me who's here. So it's not like on Facebook or anything like that. So anyway, just give us a hi. And if you could hit that like button on your way in, that would be fabulous because that does help our algorithms. Algorithms. It's all about the algorithms. That's what I'm learning. Anyway, if you could hit the like button on your way in, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and maybe share this with your author friends. That would be wonderful. As you can see, we did a little rearranging. Oh, it was cold here today. It was really cold here yesterday, Holly. Hi, Tara. Happy Wednesday to you too, honey. Um, Thank you, Aurora. I appreciate that. Um, I did a little rearranging because my Big Mac has been um, acting a little weird lately. It just will all of a sudden shut off, and it takes at least an hour to turn it back on. And I didn't want to take any chances. So I just moved everything over here to my writing desk, and it's all easily unassembled. So I'm pretty excited about that. I heard, Tara, about all that ice you all are getting down there. That is just, ugh. I like the new look too. You can see my fireplace, you can see my paneled wall. Um, Working on some lighting. It's not overheating, Christina. It's not. I uninstalled all the Creative Cloud and Adobe stuff. That made a tremendous difference. Um, but yeah, it's from 2017 or 27, 18, 19, 20, 22, 20. Yeah. So it's like 6 or 7 years old. So that's okay, Angie. We're not even started yet. We're just telling everybody to say hello, tell us how your day went, like, subscribe, share. Sharing really does help the algorithm. So I cannot express to you enough how much I really truly appreciate it when you do share. I know the Jolly Rancher in my mouth is not very professional. Have you done the compressed air? Yes, it's a Big Mac. So it's kind of hard to do the compressed air on that. Yes. I'm not sure how many different places I can spray it because there aren't a whole lot of it. I mean, everything is all in the monitor. Oh, my house is really dusty. And you can dust every day and come back an hour later and you can't tell that I've dusted. But yeah, we have a severe dust issue in here. I say it's from the dryer vents downstairs. But what do I know? Right? What could I possibly know? It has been, yesterday was so flippin' cold, but it was okay because I got to go have lunch with author Michaela Jade, and we had a really nice time, and we're looking forward to doing it again. And yes, it has been roller coaster weather here. Here in Illinois, I think yesterday we had a high of 10. So I called my friend Catherine Bybee. You all know who Catherine is. She's a fabulous contemporary romance author. And I called her, left her a nasty email because she's out in San Diego, where the weather's always perfect. I left her a nasty voicemail. But she and I are both on really tight deadlines. So Yeah, the roller coaster weather does not help. So, anyway, I hope everyone is good. Show of hands on who wrote today. I don't care how many words, but did you write in your manuscript today? Show of hands, show of hands, show of hands. I did not. My hand is staying down. It was just one of those days. I've got so many exciting new things coming up. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, Aurora. We will do this now. We will play the fireworks for everybody who wrote. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Oh, I hope this is it. That's not it. Oh, there it is. Duh. So that is for anyone who wrote today. Congratulations to you. Um, and yeah, just congratulations to everybody, anybody who got to write today. I just didn't. There's a lot of stuff going on around my house, a lot of business decisions that I've been making, a lot of exciting things coming up in the next few weeks. I am so flippin' excited about these changes. Um, Gosh, I love being my own. I love being the owner of my own business. I do. And I do treat this like a business. I'm getting better at it. Um, but I believe that if you want to be successful, it should be about the writing. Writing should always be front and center, always, always, always. But if you want to make a career out of this, maybe give up your day job, whatever it is your goals are, you do need to treat this like a business and you have to take it seriously. And that was something I hadn't done for the last couple of years due to the depression and the ADD. So my new medications are awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so happy with these new medications. But anyway, um, so many awesome, wonderful changes coming our way, especially for my readers. Um, oh, Shannon, I think I've talked to you about it. We'll talk later, honey. We'll talk later. Um, just some changes to my website. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm pretty damned excited about these. I am. Um, Once I've made all those changes, I will one of these Wednesday nights, I will talk about what I've done and how I did it and how much money I've saved and things like that. So very, very excited. Wait till you see the new website. Oh my God, wait till you see the new website. It'll be a week or two before that's ready. Yeah, we did talk about those, honey. um, so I'm really excited about the new website. It's going to look pretty kind of similar to what I have now with some changes. That's okay, Shannon. So are the rest of us. So welcome to our world. So I have those things coming on. I've got changes coming up for Wednesday nights with the Wench, where I'm putting planning ahead of time for our Wednesday nights, not just waiting till Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning to plan it. I got to stop being a pantser with it. And when we do nights like tonight, I unfortunately did not have time to finish the Google Doc that I wanted to give you, but you all can take notes, right? I'm sure you can. So if you have a piece of paper and a pencil, notebook and pen, iPad, whatever you take your notes on, make sure those are ready because I think these are going to be some really important information. And then moving forward, when I have specific topics for the night where I'm asking you specific questions, I'm going to have forms that you can crayon. Bobby, you were so funny. That you will be able to download, like worksheets, that you will be able to download. I will provide a Google Doc link ahead of time so you can download those worksheets, okay, so that you can have those ready for whatever it is that we are going to talk about that night that might require a worksheet, okay? So when I schedule our presentations, our Wednesday nights, whatever we want to call them, just read the description and click on the link so you can download and print off any worksheets that might be required that night. So many, oh my gosh, we're going to have lots of really great guest authors. I'm adding more and more to our list. And it's just going to be, I think 2023 is just going to be an awesome flipping year. That's the attitude I'm coming in with. No more BS. So I'm excited about that. And don't forget, at any time, if you have any questions, you can just post those questions in the chat and I will answer them. So shall we get started on goal setting? And again, I'm really sorry that I didn't have the worksheet prepared ahead of time. Won't happen again. And what I will probably do is finish it, upload it to, or finish it in Google Docs, and no more BS, have we met? And then when we're all done with tonight's live, I will put the link in the comment section so y'all can go grab it, okay? So tonight we are talking about goals. And I know we had a private Zoom meeting back in early January where we talked about this, but not everybody was there, right? So if you haven't thought about it yet, think about what your goals are for 2023, for the entire year. It can be something as simple as finish writing your very first book, publish your very first book, design your website, publish your 15th book, get your books into audio, whatever it is. And you can have more than one goal, but let's focus on not having 50 goals, okay? Pick the top 2 to 5 that are just really, really vitally important to you. Those things that you really, really, really want to get done this year, okay? So then we have to decide a plan of action. Now, this was always a mistake I have made in the past. I would set these really lofty goals. Don't ask me how the hell I met half of them. I think it was just divine intervention. But I think I would have been more successful had I had a plan of action, plan of execution, or some strategies. That's where I think some of us fail in meeting all of our goals or any of our goals. Okay? So we have to decide what the goals are and what is required to meet those goals. Okay? So we're just going to pretend for a minute that none of you have ever published a book before, okay? And we're going to go with that one. So let's say you want to publish your very first book this year. You want to finish it, you want to have it edited, you want to have it final proofed, a cover, etc., and get that baby published, right? Well, you write down all the things you need to do. So finish it, get an editor, get a final proofer, get a cover artist, publish. Sounds really easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? But what are your strategies to get from point A to point B? Well, the first strategy is finish writing the book. So you need to decide and stick with a genre that you want to write this book in, right? So let's say you want to write just a contemporary romance, and your target word goal, because every genre has specific word counts where they consider it a novella or a full-length book. So let's say it's a contemporary romance. Let's just say 80,000 words, right? So what does it take to get you to write 80,000 words in a year? Totally doable. But then if you wait till the end of the year, you don't have time to do anything else, right? So you have to have deadlines. And this is where a lot of people with ADD fail, is because they don't set deadlines. They set these lofty goals. Hi, Amy, honey. They set really lofty goals, but they don't have any strategies in place, and they definitely don't have a deadline. Okay? You have to have a deadline, a hard and fast, written in stone deadline. Okay. So this is February. So let's say you want to finish your first book February, March, April, May, June. Let's just say you want to finish the book. It has to be done by June 15th. Okay. So write that date down just for pretend. June 15th, you have to have your book written. You have to have finished writing it, not editing it, anything. You got to have that first draft done by June 15th, right? Because really editing doesn't take that a whole long time. So this is February, March, April, May, June, 30 days to a month. So 3 times 4 is what, 120 days? We'll just say it's 120 days. And you want 80,000 words, right? So we're going to take 80,000 divided by 120 days. That comes out to approximately 667 words a day. Yes. Yes. Timelines are a must. They really are. So let's say it comes out to 660, let's just round up and say it's 680 words a day. Well, we have got to be really realistic about this because you know you're not going to write 7 days a week, right? Most of us, some of us have day jobs, not everybody, but some of us do have day jobs, part-time jobs. You have children, you have a spouse or a significant other or a partner. You have family, you have doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, holidays, birthdays, right? So we are going to be really, really realistic with these word counts, okay? And with the whole schedule. So when you get out your little daily planner, I have mine. I love this one. You have to go in, and I recommend, I have a monthly one. This is my monthly calendar. And then I have the daily calendar for that month. So what you have to do is go on in and block out those times that you know you can't write. It can be an entire day, or you can say, well, I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday, the 26th at 2 o'clock. Don't get off work till noon. Got to get home, got to change. So I'm not going to be able to write that day until after the doctor's appointment. Well, if you've got to run the kids to soccer or take somebody to the dentist or whatever, mark those times out. Travel time and the time for the appointment. Hi, Michaela, honey. How you doing? Were your ears burning? I was telling everybody how I had lunch with you yesterday, and it was cold, but it was worth it. So anyway, in that day planner, you have to be really realistic and go in as far out as you can and put in all those doctor's appointments, the dentist appointments, if you're pregnant, the day your baby's due, you know, husband's appointments, kids appointments, soccer practice, baseball, Christmas program, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving. We all know we don't write the week Thanksgiving because we're too damn busy cooking, right? You have to be realistic. Okay. So my recommendation, yeah, it was. Lunch was fun. My recommendation is to have a couple or several different colored pens. You go into that day planner and you are going to mark out days that you have appointments. Okay. So I have an appointment. Let me just highlight this because I do like highlighters. Okay. So as you can see, maybe not, I have a dentist appointment on Thursday, tomorrow. Shoot, that's tomorrow. Crap. So I'm going to highlight that on the month, the monthly calendar. And then I'm going to go into February 2nd, which is tomorrow. And because things are always subject to change, I like a lot of times they use a pencil. So I know my appointment is tomorrow at 2 o'clock, right? Let me fill this in. Okay. So I have to block out that time 1:30 to 3:30 where I know I can't write, and you block those times out. I'm seriously considering switching to a day planner that has the hourlies because there really isn't, I have so much to do. There really isn't a lot of room on these little ones, which breaks my heart. So, are you getting the idea? You have to be realistic and you have to block out those times in your day planner where you know for a fact that you will not be able to write. Okay. However, you want to do it, you can put an X through it. If you have a con board, I've been putting together my con board and doing it quarterly. Um, Hallie Bridgman has this beautiful, long, laminated calendar that hangs on the back of her door with really big squares so she can write everything in. And you just have to remember to block out those times that you absolutely cannot write. Okay. And it might be daunting. You might look at that and go, shoot, in the month of May, I only have an entire 8 hours to write in the entire month. That's okay, right? That is very okay. So you figure out what your word count is, remove all those days or those afternoons or those time slots where you can't write, figure out what the best time of day to write for you is. For me, I was before I gave up my day job, I was up at 3:30 every morning to write before I went to work. Okay. So you have to decide what's important and how important reaching those goals are for you. And you've got to have strategies in place to reach those goals. So, you have a word count of whatever, and now you figured out, you've gone through your whole calendar and you figured out those days you absolutely cannot write and those days that you can. It might only be a couple hours here and a couple hours there. That's okay, right? It's okay because not everybody has the luxury, like I do, of sitting here all day writing. Okay. Some people have to do it at, 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night after all the kids are in bed and the dishes are done and the floors are swept. And they only have 2 hours that night to write before they go to bed. Right. So you have to figure out the times that you can write. And then you've got to figure out how many words you need to write on those days in order to make that targeted work goal. Can you raise a hand if any of this is making sense? I just want to make sure everybody's following along. So then you have to put the strategies in place. And I have to write so many words on so many days in order to meet that whatever deadline date you have set for yourself. Okay. This is one of the reasons I love Scrivener so much, is because when I go into Scrivener, project targets, I can say how many words I want this book to be and what my target deadline is. And I can figure out you can do Sunday through Saturday. You can pick all of them. Or just a few of them if you only have a or day or two to write. But anyway, it automatically calculates the words you have to write every day that you have chosen in order to meet that deadline. Okay. So now that we have our strategy set for finishing our first book, what else needs to be done? There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done in between. You have to find a really great developmental editor. Okay. It can be expensive. I was speaking to someone the other day and I about crapped my pants. They were paying 7.5 cents per word. No. Depending on what you're doing, the most you should ever pay is 2 cents a word. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Okay? Anything more than that, it's called extortion. So the things you've got to figure out what you need to do. You need an editor. And don't get upset with that price that I said 1 or 2 pennies per word, right? Don't let that hold you back. Okay? Because you will get to the point where you will be able to just, after you publish and you get your sales going and blah, 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 but you can find someone who works far less expensively. but you want to make sure it's a kind, good person with a good heart who is not going to tell you, God, you got to give up your day job. Your writing sucks. That is not what you need. So, what do you need to publish your first book? An editor, and if possible, a final proofer. And you can use your beta readers for final proofers. Okay? Because those beta readers, man, they catch stuff my final proofer does not catch. And it's usually everybody sends me the same thing. Hey, you misspelled this word on in this chapter on this line. And it's always the same. It's like that one or two that got away, right? So don't be afraid to use your beta readers as final proofers because they will do it for free for a free copy of the book, right? Oh, I'm glad. Oh, this is how you teach your students to schedule their study time. Well, that's good. Hi, Joyce. So anyway, with that very first book, you need it edited, you need it proofed, and you need a cover. Now, you can buy pre-made covers. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay? Don't think that you have to spend $500 for a cover because you don't. You can ask other authors who they use. A lot of those cover artists have pre-made covers that you can buy, and they will, put your author name on it, the title of your book, etc. So it's not a really exorbitant upfront cost. It's usually, I'm thinking like $50. And then a really good cover artist can be a couple hundred, 300, depending on what they're doing for you. Okay. But for now, you can just get by with pre-made covers. Or you can make friends. You can make nice with some people that already do covers, or that they like to just play around with graphic design and stuff. You need to make friends who will do that for a homemade apple pie or whatever. There's lots of workarounds. Okay. And I know in this economy, the thought of spending $50 on a book cover is absolutely terrifying, right? Because what's that? 2 dozen eggs, a half a gallon of milk, and a loaf of frickin' bread? I mean, it is just outrageous. This economy just sucks. Trust me, everybody's certain. So don't let those costs keep you from meeting your goals, okay? There's always a way around any obstacle. So figure out when your deadline is, your reasonable deadline that you can make. Start searching for an editor. Send them, you should be able to send them a sample and have them edit it and return it. So, you send your first couple of chapters or whatever to the editor, and they will look at it and make any suggestions and send it back to you. And you can figure out on your own, we're all intelligent people, that whether you are going to be able to work with that person or not. How do you find beta readers when you're first starting out? That's a great question, KJ Montgomery. You make nicey with your friends on Facebook or Instagram, those people that you hang out with who also love to read books, right? Okay, Angie, it's okay because titles cannot be copyrighted. Okay. I have a book called The Edge of Forever. Go to Amazon and search how many titles of The Edge of Forever there are. Dozen or so, doesn't matter. Just make sure your cover doesn't look like, let's say it's a title that Julie Garwood has. Damn, make sure your cover doesn't look just like Julie Garwood's. Okay, the title's okay, but you do not want your cover to look exactly like the other covers that have that same title. Does that make sense? Because we would all be out of titles. We would all be out of titles if we worried about who had what title to what book. So yeah, beta readers, you just find author friends or reader friends. Okay, make friends with people on your social media channels. Okay, to begin with, there are beta readers, and then there's your advanced review team. Okay, a beta reader is someone who's going to read the book for you and give you an honest opinion. They're not going to be leaving a review. 99% of the time, they'll find typos, trust me. But they will tell you what they honestly think about the book. That's what a beta reader does. If there's a serious issue, a serious plot hole, whatever, they're going to let you know. Okay. Now, an advanced review team is a totally different animal. Okay. That's a group of people that you have vetted that you will send. I use BookFunnel to do this because I don't have time. Oh yeah, you do an e-file. Yeah, an ebook. I wasn't thinking about sending a print out. I'm sorry, I should have clarified. Yeah, you send those beta readers, 2 or 3 of them, whatever, and you send them a ebook copy. Okay. This is why I like BookFunnel, is because I just upload the EPUB and the Kindle version or whatever, and then they get to decide what kind they want. Okay. So an advanced review team, again, totally different animal. That is a group of people who will read your book in exchange for an honest review. Yeah, for God's sakes, don't send out a PDF or a Word doc. Don't ever do that. Whether it's your ARC team or your beta readers, never, ever, 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 ever send them a Word doc or a PDF. If you need help compiling it to like a Kindle file or whatever, reach out to somebody who has already published a few books and ask them if they would format it for you. Okay. That's rule number 1. Never a PDF and never, ever a Word doc or a Pages or anything like that. It has got to be, well, Kindle quit using Mobi, so now they use EPUBs, but it's just got to be a generic EPUB, right? That you email them and they will be able to download it to their e-reader, regardless of who they're using, whether it's Nook or Apple or, an iPad or a Kindle or a Kobo reader. Okay. So the ARC team you give them a free copy of the book in exchange for a review. However, you have to be careful about how you word that. Okay. Don't say anything along the lines of, you have to leave a review if you want this book for free. Never, ever do that. Okay. You just tell them, here's your free copy. If you really liked it and feel compelled to, leave an honest review at whatever vendor you're choosing. If you're KU, then it's just Kindle. If you're White, it's everywhere else. Okay. You will, no, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So anyway, they will read the book for you for an honest review, and that just helps you with algorithms. Keep that number small when you're first starting out. If this is your first book ever that you're publishing, just ask 5 people. Okay? Just 5 people. That's all I got to do. So then you need an editor, you need the beta readers to look for typos or, whatever, and you need a cover. And so you can buy a pre-made cover. Okay. What else do you need to do? Do you know? There's a lot of stuff that you got to do. So you figure out that daily word count, deadline. You finished your book. It's beautiful. You've sent it to the editor. Now you have to have a deadline from the editor to get it back, right? Just don't send it and say, hey, get it back to me when you can. It doesn't work that way. You need a hard and fast date. I always give my editor 6 weeks. What is a book wrap? You mean like for a hardcover? I don't know what you mean, Angie G, on a book wrap. My first thought is a cover for a hardcover, a wrap for a hardcover. So if you could explain that, I would appreciate it, because I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to do that for a hardcover. Just starting out, don't worry about hardcovers. Just don't worry about anything except that e-file, that ebook. Decide where you're going to publish. I always recommend, if this is your very first book, right? test it out in Kindle Unlimited. That's the best way to build build up your readership. Okay, is going Kindle Unlimited. But for beginners, Jessica, I'm not the person to talk to about Smashwords. I'm just not. I am always a fan of just uploading direct to each vendor. Why would you use a third party to upload your files and have to share your royalties with them? Why not just figure out how to format the books yourself, find a friend who can help, and save those royalties and put them in your pocket, not a third-party vendor's pocket. Oh, hi, Tony, honey. So that's just my personal opinion. If you're a brand new author and you've never published anything, just start out in my humble opinion. My advice would be to start out in Kindle Unlimited, right? To see how that goes. Okay? Yeah, I do all mine too, Shannon. But I'm at a stage in my career where I can. When I first started this, we didn't have Vellum. We had to figure all this crap out ourselves. That's where I learned a lot about HTML. Because, I mean, we had to put, for the table of contents, we had to link each. It was just absolutely a freaking nightmare. I still have nightmares about that. But you can find a friend. Yes, Smashwords was merged with Draft to Digital. I don't see when. Yeah. See for my. Okay. So you're talking about. Are we all talking about digital books? Because if you're talking about paperbacks, I use Ingram Spark, but we're getting way ahead of ourselves. So anyway, you've got it written. It's at the editor. You have a deadline to get it back. What do you do while you wait for the editor? Do you know? Does anybody know? Raise your hand or put the answer in. If you know what the answer is after you have finished your book and sent it to your editor, what you do while you're waiting to get it back. I'll wait. Does anyone know? Yes! Ding, ding, ding. Holly is the winner tonight. She gets a free virtual hug. You write the next book. You cannot make a career. Nope, you start writing the next book. Okay, how does Kindle Unlimited pay out? Per page read. Yes, per page read. It changes every month, the amount. Okay. Yeah, write the next book. Start the next book while you're waiting for the editor. You can also work on your blurb, the book description. Okay, I usually work on that at the beginning, the middle, and the end because things change and I like to tweak it. But yeah, you do need to work on your blurb. But don't spend 6 weeks working on your app. Take a nap. That's what we all think, Christina. Nope. We get really excited, and I like to have my book blurb done by the time the book ends, before the book ends. Yeah, drink some whiskey. I do that. I celebrate with a wee dram after I finish every book. Do I actually like writing the blurb? I like it as much as chewing glass, Aaron. No, I don't mind writing the blurb. Okay? But I start out with the blurb. Oh, moonshine. Oh, man, does that bring back memories. Anyway, the blurb. You have to use on your blurb, and this is a conversation book blurb writing we'll do on another night, but it's you got to think hard about it. You've got to use strong words, passionate words. But what I do is sometimes I will start with a 5-paragraph blurb. Then I get up and I walk around for a minute, think about anything but that blurb, come back, look at it, and then I generally figure out what needs to be taken out, what needs to be put in. So when I'm done with that, I send it to some other friends. I usually send it to Kate Robbins and Melanie Martin. And let's see, who else? Chastity Bowling or Bolin. Uh, sometimes Annabella and Riley and Samantha. Yeah. Um, Shannon. Yeah, I'll send book blurbs out and say, hey, what do you think of this? Help me tweak this thing. Okay. And they are always, always, always willing to help. And they're very polite and they love me and I love them and I do the same for them. Okay. Help me tighten it up. So you don't have to spend days and days and days on the book blurb. Now, so this is all about goal setting, right? So we know you have figured out how many words you've got to write, when you have to have that book done and to your editor, when the editor has to have it back, when do you want to publish it, right? You've got to have, before you publish, you have to have your cover. Trust me, when I went to publish my very first book, I never even thought about a stinking cover. Never entered my mind. Never. Because I wasn't selling books. This was for my mother. Oh no, Amazon says, yes, you have to have a cover. As a requirement. So I had to slap one together real quick. But anyway, have your cover ready. Maybe trade, do some old-fashioned trading, horse trading. If you write this, if you give me a discount on this, I will keep you in banana bread for the rest of your life. Whatever. Okay. Maybe you have a talent that you're really good at and you exchange those talents with friends. Okay. So what I'm trying to get you to see is that you have to break these down into little bites. Okay. Little bites. So the book has to be finished. It has to be edited. Has to be final proof. If you're using beta readers, that's okay. You got to have a cover. And then you've got to figure out where you're going to upload the book, where you're going to sell it, for how much, and when. Right? There is a lot to think about. Now, for those of us out here that have been doing this for quite some time, we pretty much have a system down. What I'm trying to get you to see is you cannot be successful in this career or in anything. You cannot reach any goal that you have set for yourself if you are not writing down the strategies that you need in order to help achieve that goal. So let's say you've got 15 books out there. And I would normally use the USA Today bestsellers list, but we can't do that anymore. So let's just say the Wall Street Journal. You want to hit the Wall Street Journal, right? Yeah, one step at a time is how you how you get to the finish line. What would you suggest selling a first book for? That's a very good question, Amy. I'll go into more detail on another night, but never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, do you give your first book away. Ever. Never. You only give it to like your mom, your dad, whatever. But when you put your first book into KU, if that's the choice that you're going to make, bare minimum $2.99 or higher. If this is your first book, keep it at $2.99, put it in KU, and you'll go from there. If you put your book in KU, can you sell it on Amazon Kindle at the same time for those that don't have KU? Yes, honey. Kindle Unlimited. Okay, your book. You go to the Kindle Direct Publishing website. You upload your files. You upload your cover, etc. Kindle Unlimited is a subscription service at Amazon that people can purchase for $9.99 a month and read as many books as they want to, right? When it's in Kindle Unlimited, it cannot be available anywhere else, okay? Nowhere. It's called exclusivity. When you have it in Kindle Unlimited, you do put a price tag on it, right? Because not everybody at Amazon has a Kindle Unlimited membership, so they're going to just purchase it outright. Okay. And that's all on the back end. That's all on the KDP dashboard. You don't have to worry about that. But yes, you do put a price tag on it. You never, ever, ever put a book out there, your very first book, and put it up for free. Unless you have just published the third or fourth book in that series. Okay, there are strategies. But please, I beg you, when you put that first book out there, put a realistic price tag on it. Start out at $2.99. Put it in Kindle Unlimited and see what happens. And you have to leave it in the Kindle Unlimited for at least 90 days. I recommend for new authors to do it for 6 months at least. You will find that the longer it's there, the more visibility it's going to get, right? So if we're being completely honest, for a brand new author, here's going to be my suggestion. Well, it has to do with your goals. Starting over, if I had to start over today, knowing what I know now, I would make sure I had all three. Okay, this is for series writing only. And that's the only way I know how to write is in a series. I do have some standalones that will eventually get put into series. But anyway, the vast majority of my books are series books. Some series only have 2 books in them. Some have 3, some have 4, some have 5. Okay? That's okay. For your series novel, for your book series that you want to write, let's say you're going to do contemporary romance. I don't care what the series is about. Maybe it's about 3 sisters or 3 brothers or whatever. And you're going to give each person their own book. It would behoove you to have all 3 books written before you do anything, before you do any publishing. And here's why. You've got your 3 books. They've been edited, they've been final proofed, and you've got covers. Okay? The algorithms at Amazon, nobody's ever been able to figure them out. But there is a really intelligent strategy that a lot of authors do. It's called the 30-60-90. So you publish, okay, book 1 in the series, put it in KU. You're going to put all 3 in KU for a brand new author. So book 1, you would publish, and I'm just putting dates out there. These are just arbitrary. I'm grabbing them out of thin air. Publish the first book on May 1, full price, $2.99. Publish the second book, and remember, these have to be done, finished, edited, final proofed, everything. Okay. Put the second book in that series up for pre-order, which that's just a technical detail I'm not going to go into tonight. You put that second book up for pre-order. Okay, let me back up. Put the first book up for pre-order with the release date of May 1. Okay. Put the second book up for pre-order with a book release of June 1. You put the third book up for pre-order with a release date of July 1. Does that make sense? You wait 30 days between releases. And that is going to help you so much in your Amazon algorithms with the KU stuff. I know in my genre, the readers want series books. They want to read an entire series. I could put 15 books in one series and my readers would not complain. Okay? Does that make sense? I really encourage you. When is the best time of year to publish? Who knows? Who knows, Angie? It's just, I know December's not for me. It varies for everybody. Okay? But before you decide on publishing dates, right? You got to have the book written. It's got to be done. And if honestly, if I had to start this career all over again, I would have all 3 books in the series completely written, completely edited, completely ready to go. I know A lot of people do, but as authors who've been at this for a while, burnout is a real thing. And I didn't realize until I started talking about my depression and my ADD issues and how bad the last 3 years have been. I didn't get that. Could you try again? No, shush, Siri, shush. I didn't realize how many other authors who've been at this as long as I have were also feeling depressed, lonely, isolated, sad, whatever. They were all going through very similar things, right? So sometimes it's really hard to put 4 books out in a year. There are times when I was going through this severe depression, I was lucky if I got a shower in twice a week, let alone write any books. Okay. So if you're okay mentally and everything like I am now, and like I was in the past, I have no problem putting 4 books out this year. Okay. Just one a quarter, but that's just me. Was it Robin Carr? I know Liliana Hart did that too. The 30, 60, 90. Yeah. Lily Hart. A lot of authors started doing that early on, and it helped. So, and I think it's still a good strategy. Okay. But you don't lower the price of that very first book until you have the third book published, and then you still don't give it away for free. Lower that puppy to 99 cents for a while. And then if this is what you want to do, you write the next book or you start the next series. And yes, it's okay after you've had your books out for a while to put that first book out for free, right? It's okay to have it as a loss leader, right? But you have to be strategic about this, and you have to be intelligent and thoughtful. hmm Um, and you have to have a plan. You have to have strategies in place, realistic goals with strategies in place to help you reach those goals. Okay. So figure out, if you're a brand new author, it feels like a baptism by fire. If you are someone like me who's been at this since 2011, it still feels like a baptism by fire. It's always fluid, it's always changing. But the major point is be realistic, make your goals as big and as grand as you want them. Okay. But put strategies in place to help you reach those goals. Know how many words you've got to write in a week. Okay. You can do it by the day, the week, the month. I would not recommend saying, I got to write 25,000 words this month. You need to break it down into chunks. And someone who's really good at that is Allie Plater. And she's going to be our guest on February 15th. You guys are going to love her. If you don't know who Allie Plater is, you need to go look her up. She is flipping phenomenal. She's going to be with us on the 15th. And then on the 22nd, oh, that's Ash Wednesday. Somebody else. March 1. Okay, I didn't put them in here. I put them in my calendar. In my notebook. Anyway, we've got lots of guests coming over the next several months. Gotta go see you soon, heading to my meeting. Okay, love you, Shannon. Good luck with that, and keep me posted. Oh, Allie is awesome. She's got the chunky method of writing. That's what she's going to talk about with us on the 8th, or the 15th, I mean. And then how to write when everything goes wrong. That's a good one. I need to give you guys the writing prompts for, okay, copy, paste. Okay, so these are the next round of writing prompts. It's a link to a Google Doc. And Michael Foster is one. I've got lots of people coming in. You're just gonna love everybody. But our next writing prompt, let me pull that up. I have instructions in it this time. Google Drive. Where to go? There it is. Okay. That folder. Okay. Now this is writing prompt number 2. And these have to be back to me no later than February 10th. Okay. And we did receive several. Oh, I can't wait for next Wednesday, because next Wednesday we're going to be reading the little passages, that the first 500 words, whatever we're calling them, that people sent into us. And we had some that blew us out of the water. We're going to be talking about that next week. Where can I find about word counts for book genre? I have no idea, Angie. For me, it's just experience, word of mouth. I know that contemporaries, anything contemporary is between 70 and 80,000 words in the romance genre. Historical romance, if it's less than 125,000 words, your readers are pissed. Ask around. I'm not sure. Google it. Google is my friend a lot of times. Close your eyes, Susan. Why? What have you done, Bobby? You're not here, are you? You didn't. No, you can't be. You're iced in. Close my eyes. Why am I closing my eyes, Bobby? Why? Smash words used to have a base. I don't understand. Oh, I think I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Anyway, was tonight helpful? Yes or no? I know you guys can do this. We just have to stop and think sometimes, and break everything down into little baby steps. Make sure we understand what our strategies are. I've been at this long enough that I know what I got to do in order to meet my goals for the year. Oh, good, Joyce. I'm so glad to hear that. Just break it all down into bite-sized pieces, because how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's how you have to do it. I'm going to be working on a little list for first-time published authors, a checklist of things that you need to do in order to publish, or before you even publish, that kind of list. A little check mark. I'll figure out how I'm going to do it, and then I will have it ready for next Wednesday. Okay. What is next Wednesday? The 8th, right? Yes, Wednesday the 8th. List for new authors. And worksheets. And I will have those things in the description when I upload it. And don't get lost in all the minutia, right? Don't get lost in all the little tiny details. Okay? Because, people come to me and they say, "Oh, I've got a book I'd like to write. How do I publish it?" You got to write the damn book first, because nothing I give you, no information I give you, that I give anybody, is useful until you have your book written. It just isn't. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? Or it can get overwhelming one hurdle at a time. Yes, it can get very overwhelming. So you don't need to worry, how do I publish? Where do I publish? Blah, blah, blah. Finish the book first. It's that simple. You get that finished book first. I do have to write myself a post-it note. So using post-it notes. Something else. Alexa, remind me on Monday to finish worksheets and list by noon.
What time Monday should I remind you?
Noon.
Okay. I'll remind you Monday.
Just, oh, I use her all the time now. I do. It's, hey, you know who? remind you X, Y, and Z on whatever date. You're very welcome, Amy Finley. I hope you all got something out of tonight. I know it can seem overwhelming, but like I said in the beginning, we've got so many wonderful changes coming, so many awesome things I'm doing and adding, and yeah, I think it's going to be. I think 2023 is going to be just a kick-ass year. I really do. I refuse to accept anything else than kick-ass, and I mean kick-ass in a positive way, not in the previous 3 years way where that particular year kicked my ass. Okay, we're going. We're going for the other way now, where I'm just going to kick the year's ass. That's all it is. It's going to be kick-ass. I'm going to meet all my goals, blah, 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 blah. That is where I'm at mentally right now. And I haven't been there in a very long time, as you all know, because we discuss it every week. Because a huge deal. Mm. Kicking butt and taking names. That's right, baby. Oh, good, Angie. I'm glad. I'm glad. But again, you got to know, you've got to have those deadlines. Trust me, I know if anybody knows, Kevin to this day says he is going to have a t-shirt made for me that says Susan Tisdale, author, storyteller, cheeky wench, missing deadlines since 2011 or 2012. Susan Tisdale never met a deadline she met. He's such a smart ass, but God, I love him. But it's really easy to convince yourself, well, I can push that deadline back. No, you can't. Just don't start doing that, especially you new writers. I mean, unless you've given birth or you had a heart check or whatever, if something bad's happened, you can always push back. When's Michael Foster? I put him down on my planner, but I think I put the wrong date. I've got to reach out to him and confirm that date. It definitely will not be next Wednesday. And the Wednesday after is Ali Pleiter. The Wednesday after that is our word prompts. So every other Wednesday, we will have the word prompts. And then the opposite Wednesdays, we will have guest speakers. Huh, bite me, deadlines. That's right, Amy. Yeah, if I don't have a deadline set, I never accomplish anything. I just don't. I can't. Because there's no why. Why? And I'm a procrastinator by nature, with ADD and everything. But yeah, I was always, procrastinating like crazy, queen of procrastination. And now I don't do that anymore. Can you just have your Audible reader come and talk to us? Oh, yes. Brad Wills is going to be one of our guests in March or April. Oh, yes. Now, when you say he can tell us how to best work with an Audible reader, do you mean a narrator, Christina? I think that's what you mean. Some people call them readers. I call them narrators because that's what they're doing both. They're reading the book and narrating it for you. So 6 of one, a half a dozen of the other. And I don't really want to try and separate the fly shit from the pepper, but it's how my brain thinks. He's not a reader. He's a narrator. Readers read. Listeners listen. Narrators narrate. It's just how my brain works. I know. It's late. My brain's fried too, Christina. Procrastinator. Exactly. But if you don't set yourself a deadline, you can be a procrastinator. That's okay. But you've got to set those deadlines. You have to. Don't push them around unless, it's really a catastrophic emergency. Don't push the deadlines around because you got tired last week. Okay. It's been a long day, Christina. I have been, oh man, I woke up at like 4:17 this morning with my sinuses it was like the Hoover Dam and it was rolling back into my throat. I was just, so I got up, I worked, I wrote for a little bit, and then I lay back down at 6:30 or 7. And then I was back up at 8:45. So I'm going on just, why are you shutting off my power? Why did you do this? Can everybody still hear me? Yeah, No deadline to working. Bella, hi, Annie. How are you? Oh, yeah, migraines will kill your word count, definitely. Um, I don't know if you want any unsolicited advice, but go to YouTube, search Yoga with Adrienne, find her page, and look for Yoga for Migraines. Kid you not, they help. Or get a really good chiropractor. But yeah, Yoga with Adrienne. Oh my gosh. She has one. My favorite one is yoga for when you feel dead inside. I can't tell you how many times I did that one in the last 3 years. But yeah, you've got to have those deadlines. You just have to. And don't be like me. Don't push those deadlines around. Oh, I decided to go to Vegas for the week, so no, meet the deadline and then have the fun. Right, Bella? That's how I look at it. Meeting that deadline, you get a reward. Buy yourself a new purse. Buy yourself a new bra. Buy yourself a freaking candy bar. Whatever it is that's going to tickle you, do it. Do it to celebrate. Just a little something, something. A little something, something. So, but anyway, I'm going to let you all go. I love you all very much. You all are just awesome. You really, truly are. Um, and I love being here. I love motivating. I love teaching. I love inspiring. I love helping. That is probably my love language is words of encouragement. I just can't help myself. And my son, who is autistic, can't stand it. He can't stand it. He can't stand it because I would like he would take out the trash and I'd be like, "Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart, for doing that for me. I cannot tell you what that means to me that you would do that." And I didn't realize I was doing that every stinking week. And he'd be like, "Ma, all I did was take out the trash." Well, yes, but I need you to understand that I need you to know how much I appreciate it. Mom, I do know you don't have to say it every freaking time. So, anyway, yeah. Deadlines first, then I get to take the woofers to the mountains and run the sled lines. That's right. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go. Everybody have an awesome rest of your week. I will see you Friday night. I don't know what we're going to talk about Friday night. Who knows? Maybe I'll have some worksheets done by then. But I will just see you all Friday night, okay? And again, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button. Tell your friends, invite them over. Maybe we'll have a popcorn night on Friday night. Popcorn and bourbon. Yeah, no, that'll upset my stomach. Brownies and bourbon? I don't know. We'll think of something. Anyway, I love you all. Have a great week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means the world to me that you're here. And may your muse sing to you sweetly. May your boobies not sag anymore. And may it just be warm this week, right? Just be warm. Anyway, love you all. Bye.